everybody, welcome to week 3 of the Fermented Foods Challenge. Today we're making some pickles. So if you're ready and you've bought all the ingredients for your pickles, you're ready to start making those pickles. And it's summertime, so pickles are on sale, or you'll probably see a lot more cucumbers on sale in your grocery store. So they do have the kind that are great for pickling. You can even buy those little baby ones from Costco, those ones that are just perfect for lunch boxes. Those will work. And any cucumber will work, really, depending on what kind of pickle concoction you want to make. You can slice the pickle, you can put them in spears like I did today, or you can just put them in whole. So let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my jar, and I'm using, gosh, is this 2 quarts? I think this is a 2-quart jar. It says pints. It's got 6 cups, I think. Okay, so I don't know exactly how much this one is, but this is a bigger jar than your quart-sized jar. All right, and then I went and bought about 3 pounds of cucumbers. They were 99 cents a pound. They were perfect for pickling. And the first thing you're going to want to do is find the blossom and cut it off. So this is the blossom right here. You see that little part where it grows out, and it's usually going to be the side that's a lighter color. So we cut that off because I think it helps it to stay more crisper, and you want those pickles to be a little bit crispy coming right out when they're done fermenting. And then I'm just going to cut this into spears right now. Right. So I already know that this jar is going to be too small for all the pickles I have. I'm going to have to do a couple of jars here. But to get started with, I'm going to take my jar and I'm going to put a little bit of peppercorns. I have some peppercorns here. I'm going to put those down there, just a little bit. I'm even going to put some crushed red pepper, just a little bit. Okay, right in there. I even have 6 cloves of garlic here and some dill. So for sure I'm going to put that in. But I think what I'll do first is add a few bay leaves, because bay leaves also have an ingredient in there that helps those pickles to stay crisp. So I'll just put some at the bottom like that. And then I'm going to start putting my pickles in. And I think I'll start with the ones that are shorter first and see how many I can get in there. So I'm just going to start shoving them, packing them in tight, just like this. And if you've been fermenting with me this week, you've already done your sauerkraut, or maybe you're still planning to do that. If you haven't started on your kombucha yet, then I highly recommend you get yourself a SCOBY, get that going. But you can pack one more in there. Okay, so see, some of these were a little bit long and it didn't reach to the top. I want to see if maybe I might even just cut a couple of these in half. There'll be shorter pieces in here. I'll just pop them in like that. But before I put more in, I'm gonna go ahead and add maybe 4 cloves of garlic in there. And I gotta get some dill. Get a handful of dill. Start shoving in some dill here. And you want a lot of dill, really. You want it to have that nice dill pickle flavor. So get yourself a few handfuls of dill and shove it in there, okay? Then from this point, if you want to add maybe just a couple more on the top, maybe like that. Okay, pack it down a little bit. Maybe just a few more peppercorn here. A few more of that, red pepper flakes. Then I've got right here, you want to get a filtered water with, you can either use pure sea salt, or what I did was I used some of this kosher dill pickle mix. I put about 5 teaspoons or so in here. This is what I'm going to use as my brine, because these pickles are going to ferment for a couple of weeks, and then they'll be done. Because I'm in a hot spot, so they'll ferment pretty quickly here. But what I'll do is just fill this jar up. And I want to fill this all the way up till I have about an inch of headspace there, right there. See, that's perfect. The pickles are in the brine all the way, but just to make sure we don't have any little air bubbles in there, I'll come and bring a knife down here and just kind of scooch it around, and all of the air and oxygen will come up to the top. There, just like that. At this point, if you had something, I don't think this will fit. No, that won't fit. If you had something about this size, maybe a little glass container that you could put down in here and kind of really shove it down. Let me see if I've got something. Hang on. I think this is even going to be too big. Yeah, that won't work either. I don't know what I have. I'll have to look around, but it's not crucial that you have that. But if you had a weight that you could put on there, sorry, I keep stepping away. If I just kind of press this down good, make sure that it's in the brine. Because what's going to happen is if air gets in there, you will have a layer of mold that grows on top. And I don't want you to throw out your whole jar of pickles because you see that mold. You really only have to wipe out that mold or scoop it out, and your pickles are perfectly safe to eat and fine, okay? Part of the fermentation process is it's good bacteria. Mold's going to want to grow there. And that's usually just on that top light layer. If it's moldy all the way through on anything you make, obviously you're going to want to dump that batch and start again, which is really no problem, okay? Because a lot of these produce items we're using are fairly inexpensive. So this is ready to go and sit into my closet now with the lid on it. And you're going to want to burp that jar every 2 to 3 days, meaning you have to come and undo the lid, let some air out, put it back in. Otherwise that starts to fizz up, and I think it's the carbon dioxide that just can make that explode, okay? Not that it would explode like a bomb, but just, it would fizzle out a little bit. So I will put this probably in my pantry here, maybe with a little thing underneath of it to catch anything in case it does fizzle over. But this will get nice and cloudy. We'll check this next week, you guys, and it will be all cloudy. And we might even take a bite of one to see how it tastes next week. Okay, so just know that that's part of the process when it turns cloudy. It's not going to look this beautiful when it's ready to eat. It's going to be cloudy. All right, what else do I have going? So this is your pickles. I will finish the rest of my pickles in another jar as soon as I'm done with you guys. But let's take a look. Let's move some stuff around here, and let's take a look at what I got going today. So right here's our kombucha. This has been sitting for 2 weeks now. Let's give it a taste, and let's see if we're getting any closer here. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick a straw underneath that SCOBY. Ooh, getting closer. A lot of you guys would taste it now and be like, that tastes pretty good. I wanna go ahead and drink it like that. I want it even more fermented, more bubbly, more fizzy. So I'm gonna wait even longer. I'm gonna wait another week. I'll taste it again. I'll let you know how it goes from there. But that's our kombucha. It's doing awesome, okay? And then of course, you guys, if you saw me yesterday, you saw me open up those fermented veggies, didn't you? I fed some of those to my kids today. My son loved them. My daughter, who's a bit pickier, she did not eat the whole, well, you didn't. She heard me say that. She will get used to it though, because, in order to get electronic time around here, you've got to have some of your fermented veggies. So these are tasting awesome today. And they're nice and crunchy. They're great. Okay, so there's that. What else do I have cooking away here? On Mondays, I don't always do this, but Mondays I like to make my own sourdough bread. Because people around here, like my kids, they like a piece of toast every once in a while in the morning, or a sandwich. And I do buy that Dave's Killer bread, that organic stuff sometimes. But they like this homemade stuff so much better. And because it's fermented, because it's a sourdough, it's so much easier to digest. So that's what's going on. But sourdough takes a while to rise, okay? It takes like 8 to 12 hours to rise. So you just have to know it takes a long time. I think that's all I got for you guys. There's my sourdough starter. So that's ready to go into the fridge. And when I'm ready to make another batch of sourdough bread, I have to pull this out of the fridge, put it in a bowl. I'll add more flour to it and some water and let it sit for about 3 hours. It'll get nice and bubbly. And then I just start to scoop out as much as I need to make the bread, which is usually only a cup. If I'm making sourdough pancakes, it takes 2 cups of that starter. I'll have to show you how to do that. We'll have another challenge where we do breads with sourdough, okay? All right, you guys, this is Fermented Foods Challenge. Oh, check this out. One of my awesome clients from my roll and release class, she brings me a lot of herbs and stuff. Have you seen this before? It's called moringa. And I don't actually know what to do with it. It reminds me of okra a little bit. It grows on a tree, and it's here in Arizona. But you can make it in like tomato soup, she said, or tea or whatever. If any of you guys know how to use moringa, let me know, okay? Because I'm about to Google that and figure it out because I want to try it. That was so cool. I wanted to show you that too. All right, that's all I got for you today. So happy fermentation, week 3. I will be back on maybe tomorrow with something else I was going to show you. I can't remember what it was, but I'll probably come back in tomorrow or the next day. So have a great rest of your week, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.